Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host this evening, Logan Landers. And today I'm going to be breaking down the 2022 recruits for the Ole Miss Rebels of the SEC. I can't wait to get into, but before I get started, if you enjoy this video or this episode of the podcast here tonight, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We can't do any of this stuff with support of all of our amazing fans, and we thank you all for everything you've done. If you've liked the video, if you've commented on a favorite player, on MVP, on anything like that, and of course, if you've shared it to any of your Facebook groups, any of your personal groups, or anything like that, we appreciate it each and every time you do so. Also, please go check out the podcast. Anywhere podcasts are available, we are over there, thanks to the Believe Podcast Network, with daily episodes, sometimes even more than that. It's a ton of amazing content that we love to bring to you each and every week. But let's get into it here. As you can see with the graphics on the screen, it's our recruiting special. And today is the Ole Miss Rebels. And make sure the screen looks good here for all of y'all watching. All right, so Ole Miss 2022 football commits. As you can see here, they are the 25th ranked national team in terms of recruiting, 12th in the SEC. So looking too good. They've had a really good season so far. They play Baylor in the Sugar Bowl in just a few short weeks. So that's going to be a good game. Ole Miss seems to be on the up and up. And let's see who all they are bringing in to help out in the very near future. I'm using 247 Sports as my reference here. So before we get into the recruits, let's look at some transfers that they have brought over. Starting with Jordan Rose, the three-star recruit, 6'4", 315, coming over from South Carolina. The offensive tackle is hoping to make a big splash for the Rebels. Up next is safety Ladarius Tennyson, 5'9", 193, coming from Auburn. SEC to SEC, keeping it in the same conference, this time with the Rebels. And finally, the last transfer, coming over from the Louisville Cardinals, it is Jordan Watkins, three-star recruit, 6 foot, 180, a wide receiver. So let's see if all three of those gentlemen who are coming over from old schools to new school can help out in the Rebels' future. One hard commit is Timmy Gagafian from Alif Hastings High School in Houston, Texas, offensive tackle. He is 6'6", 325 pounds, three-star recruit, 696 ranked national player, 56th at his position, and 99th in the state of Texas. So he hasn't yet signed, but it looks like all signs are pointing towards him. Maybe a little bit later on into 2022 is when he will sign and commit to being a future Ole Miss Rebel. But let's go on to the young men who have already signed on the dotted line and are coming to play for the Rebels this upcoming season and for many future years. Up first is linebacker 6'3", 201, Jalen White from Parkview Magnet High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. Three-star recruit, not ranked nationally, 108th in his position and 12th in the state. So 6'3", 201, not too bad. They might ask him to put on a few more pounds, but we'll see how he can fit in and what lineups and what kind of schemes he's going to be in for the Rebels. Up next is offensive tackle 6'5", 285, Preston Cushman from Calvary Christian High School in Clearwater, Florida. Three-star recruit, 979th ranked national player, 84th in his position, and 127th ranked in the state of Florida. Florida's got a lot of great football talent, and I'm sure Preston Cushman is going to be a great offensive tackle for Ole Miss. Coming up next is a tight end, Kirian Heath from Mansfield Legacy High School in Mansfield, Texas. Tight end, 6'4", 232, got the good size, got the good weight. Three-star recruit, 966 ranked national player, 52nd in the state, or 52nd in his position, and 135th in the state. Like they say, man, Texas and Florida, both of them are hotbeds for football talent, so you got to be really good. They got Kirian Heath, so we'll see how he can do at the tight end position. Up next, out of Tylerton High School is Jeremiah Dillon, wide receiver, 6'2", 180, three-star recruit, 858th ranked national player, 124th in his position, and 28th in the state. So coming over from Tylerton High School, good size on him, 6'2", 180. I'm sure he's got really good jumping ability, and he can catch the ball with the best of them. He's three-star recruit, so you know he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder to get better and to work his way up, and we'll see what he can do. Up next is listed as an athlete here, Tyler Banks from Nottoway High School in Crewe, Virginia, 6'3", 235, three-star recruit, 844th ranked national player, 56th in his position, and 22nd in the state. So he's an athlete. So that means in high school, he was able to play both sides of the ball. We'll see what Ole Miss is going to have him be, whether it is on the offense or defensive side of the ball. But it's always good to be listed as an athlete, I think, because that means you are versatile and you can help the team out in multiple ways. Coming up next is Reginald Hughes, the linebacker, 6'2", 230, three-star recruit, 15th ranked national player, second in his position, fifth in the state. And the reason he's ranked so high is because he's coming from Northeast Mississippi Community College in Boonville, Mississippi. So a good recruit here. I like the teams that dip their toe into the community college route because you're getting guys who have played some football. I know it is at a lower level, but still at least they are getting good and they are training, getting some practice reps on the field. And obviously with Reginald Hughes being a linebacker, I like his size, 6'2", 230, and he's highly ranked. So I like the pick. I like the pickup they got here. Coming up next is offensive tackle, 6'7", 280-pound Cam East, coming out of St. Augustine High School in NOLA, New Orleans, Louisiana. Three-star recruit, 598th ranked national player, 50th in his position, and 31st in the state. Really good size, and the person right above him, Falintha Carswell out of Washington County High School in Sandersville, Georgia, 6'7", 275, three-star recruit for him, 588th ranked national player, 49th in the state, and 58th in the state, 49th in position, 58th in the state. So they're hoping that both these young gentlemen can really help out on the O-line and really put in some good work at their size. Already got it. Just got to get some practice reps, get on the field, and we'll see what these two young bulls can do. Up next is wide receiver Larry Simmons from Moss Point High School in Moss Point, Mississippi. 6'2", 175, good frame, three-star recruit, 552nd ranked national player, 77th in his position, and 14th in the state of Mississippi. So they're going pretty wide receiver heavy here. So I like the way they're doing it. They've already gotten a few on the board. They got a tight end. So they're trying to help out with that offensive attack. And I think Larry Simmons is going to be a big help. Speaking of offensive attack, here is Quinshawn Juddkiss out of Pike Road High School in Pike Road, Alabama. Running back who's 5'11", 200 pounds even, three-star recruit, 545th ranked national player, 43rd in his position, and 23rd in the state of Alabama. I mentioned with Texas and Florida being hotbeds for football talent. Can't forget about Alabama, man. Alabama, that's all they do is live and breathe football, and hopefully Mr. Judkins can help out here and be a really good receiver or running back for the Rebels. Cornerback Jarrell Stinson is up next out of Opelika High School, and you guessed it, Opelika, Alabama. 5'10", 160 pounds, three-star recruit, 438th ranked national player, 44th in his position, and 19th in the state. Now, that 5'10", 160-pound weight and the height there, maybe just think of a young Bobby Butler. Now, he's mentioned on the show here before that at Florida State he was a little bit on the lower side in terms of his weight. He was around, I think, that maybe 150, 160 range. So he's giving me just a vibe off of that just alone, just because he is a little bit skinnier out there at the cornerback position. But what he might lose in, maybe in height and in weight, I'm sure he makes up for an amazing ability. And we'll see what he can progress as hopefully the future cornerback for the Ole Miss Rebels. Come next to help beef up that offensive line once more is Bryson Hurst from Gautier High School in Gautier, Mississippi. I think I'm pronouncing that right. 6'6", 320, though. Good grief. Three-star recruit, 395th ranked national players, 32nd in his position, 9th in the state. So a big man here. They've already gotten Hurst, who's 6'6", 320. Let's not forget they got Carswell, who's 6'7", 275, and East, who's 6'7", 280. So just those three alone is a huge boost to your offensive line. They're all three-star recruits, so they are going to need a little bit of practice to get a little bit better probably. But I already like the size and the intangibles on those three gentlemen already. Coming up next is another cornerback, this one from the state of Georgia by way of Seminole County High School in Donaldsonville, Georgia. Nick Cull, 5'11", 175, four-star recruit, the first four-star here on the show today. 354th ranked national player, 37th in his position, and 34th in the state of Georgia. So, like we said, we always root for the guys in Georgia to do good. I see one Georgia recruit a little bit higher up. I'm going to get to in a second, but we all hope they have tremendous careers wherever it is that they go to college. I'm sure Nick Cole, we're going to be hearing his name on Saturdays for a lot of good reasons, we hope. Up next to help him out is safety Taylor Groves from East Robertson High School in Cross Plains, Tennessee. 6'2", 182 pounds, 4-star recruit, 275th ranked national player, 25th in his position, and 7th in the state of Tennessee. So hopefully Ole Miss is hoping that Cull and Groves can be a good combo as a safety and cornerback pairing. We'll see what the young men can do. All right, coming up next is Xavier Harris from Germantown High School in Madison, Mississippi. Keeping it home, defensive lineman, 6'8", 335. What a mountain of a man there. 4-star recruit, 175th ranked national player, 24th in his position, and 4th in the state of Mississippi. You know this. You can see on the breakdown here on the right-hand corner, they went heavy with Mississippi, and they got a good one there with Mr. Harris, 6'8", 335. You know he's going to be clogging up all the holes in the running game, and we'll see what kind of quickness he can get, if he can get to the quarterback, or if he's just going to be one of those that just stuffs the running back in the behind the line of scrimmage. We'll see, but I like the size of this man a lot. And finally, the number 1 ranked recruit here is Jaren Willis from Lee County High School in Leesburg, Georgia. Linebacker who is 6'2", 228, 4-star recruit, 170th ranked national player, 17th in his position, and 18th in the state of Georgia. So glad to see that a Georgia native is able to grab that top spot. And he got a few good offers from a few schools. He got Florida State, Georgia Tech, Auburn, but Arkansas as well. But he decided to go with the Ole Miss Rebels and Coach Lane Kiffin. So I think that, while the Rebels might not have gotten that coveted, 5-star prospect or anything, they still had a very good recruiting class. Like I said, 25th ranked nationally. That ain't too shabby at all. So I think that with Coach Kiffin, with how well they have done this season and how good I think things are looking for them in the very close future, I like the way that Ole Miss was able to get some of these guys in from, like I said, predominantly Mississippi, but they also got a few really good players from Georgia, from Alabama, and from all across the U.S., and I like the way they did things. I think it was a very good recruiting class. Please let me know in the comments, what did you think? What could Ole Miss have maybe gotten more of? What could they have? Do you like the recruiting class they got? Let me know in the comments what you all think. Guys, we thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, or if you're listening to our amazing podcast where we upload every single day, whether on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, iHeartRadio, anything and everything football related, including some other sports as well. If you have a podcast platform you listen to, I am 99.9% sure we are over there. But if not, please drop a comment and let us know. We thank all the love and support you guys have been giving us, all the downloads over there. Once again, thanks to the Believe Podcast Network for helping us out and really making our show grow over the last pretty much year. So we thank them for that. I've been your host this evening, Logan Landers. This has been my recruiting class update for the Ole Miss Rebels. Guys, with the holidays coming up in just a few short days, all of us here at 100 Yards Football wish you a very safe and happy Christmas. If you enjoy the holidays with your loved ones, with your family, with your friends, etc., we all hope you have a tremendous time, and we will talk to you again next week right here on 100 Yards of Football. Be safe and Merry Christmas to all.